Marvel Studios is hard at work on bringing Deadpool into the MCU. We know they have writers and of course they got a star, but they don't have a director. But it seems like one who's very familiar with Disney, Fox, and Ryan Reynolds has tossed his name out there, and that happens to be Shawn Levy, who is also very well known for Stranger Things. So I guess in this case, Stranger Things might happen. Huh? So Shawn Levy has honestly done a lot if you look at his filmography. Now, it's not one of those names that you automatically recognize like a James Gunn, for example, but this guy has really done a lot in terms of directing, producing, and just being involved with so many things. From projects like 30 Rock to Stranger Things, to 21 Jump Street, to more things like Shadow and Bone, which of course was recently on Netflix, I believe, to things like Night at the Museum. He's been all over the place, and his most recent project, at least involving Ryan Reynolds, is Free Guy, where he is the director and the producer. And recently he teased that he really likes what Marvel Studios is doing. And he talked about it to Inverse, specifically talking about how much he likes Ryan Reynolds. And at the same time, Ryan Reynolds has said that he would love to work with him on multiple projects in the future. And then the idea of the MCU was brought up, and he said that he loves the way that the MCU brings in directors, where they have their own voice, they can do what they want and make a film that fits their style. And he brings up Taika with Thor Ragnarok. Obviously, he worked with Taika on Free Guy. And he brings up Eternals, for example, and James Gunn with Guardians, and says, look, those are those directors' films, but they're in the MCU mold, so you're kind of held back by something, but you do have free reins to make the type of film visually and stylistically that you want. And he said that if the title was right, he would sign up for it. So, I mean, I think Deadpool would honestly be an interesting pick for him because he's been all over the place with the concept of directing and producing so many things. I mean, he directed and produced Real Steel, so if you want that Hugh Jackman connection and relationship, I mean, there you go, right? So I do think that this is them just formally having fun and trying to put their name out there and the idea, and I mean him and Ryan Reynolds, but nothing has been made official. And of course, it's going to take a little bit longer to get to that point because you have to show the script to the director. Then the director has to look at it and go, well, here's my voice and what I would do with it. Then you got to kind of meet somewhere in the middle for Marvel Studios. So in due time, we'll find out who it is, but at least they're getting, their names out there for potential candidates.